Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a discussion with Sirius Joy. So if you're interested in astrology and how it impacts your body and your life this week, we will be doing a live in a few minutes here discussing each of the astrological signs. So this week you'll get to learn about what's happening for you. Depending on when your birthday is, Heather from Sirius Joy, she's actually going to break down what you will be dealing with for the next week. And for those of you who are new to astrology or maybe don't believe in it yet, 3-4 years ago, I didn't believe in it. And one of the things that had happened for me was I started getting confirmations as I learned more about it. Because when I would read a horoscope, I would see, it's super general, that applies for everybody. Anybody can relate to that. But as you actually get your birthday and your location, you can start to get more specific and learn more about it. So I'm just going to wait for Heather to pop on and we'll do the live together, and I'm going to ask her some questions. In the meantime, let us know what your astrological sign is in the comments and also where you're from. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the meantime. Australia. Awesome. How many of you follow astrology or believe in it or follow Sirius Joy? Virgo, Sweden. Awesome. Today is a Taurus day in Aquarius. So for you Tauruses out there. Aries. Oh, we got a mix today. The other day when Gary was on, it was mostly Sagittarius, is funny enough. Pisces. Well, right now we're in Aquarius season. And for those of you who don't know too much about it, Aquarius is really the innovator, the person who focuses on technology. So they love innovation, they love creativity. Right now, you're probably going to see a massive rise in the technology over the next about 20 days. And what gets presented to the world. If you've noticed, we're going into the Aquarian age, which is technology, and in the last 10 years, technology has grown more than health or any other industry has in the last 100 years. Sagittarius, nice. I'm a Sagittarius too. Capricorns. Gemini. Awesome. Yeah, lots of signs today. It's kind of all over. Can't wait to break this down. I'm excited to learn. If you have any questions for Heather as well, if you put them in the comments, I'll do my best to ask her throughout. She is an astrologer for Sirius Joy. Scorpio. Leo from Philly. Awesome. What are you guys experiencing right now? Like, I'm curious because astrology, it tends to confirm and sometimes even plant a seed for some people. So what are you experiencing right now? Because I would like the reflection. Put your sign and just put whatever it is that you're going through in the comments. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling lighter than normal? Are you feeling more creative? Are you going through anything in particular? More emotional? What is the most compatible sign for Taurus? Well, that's a tough one because it depends where your Venus placement is. It also depends on what you're working on. I find that a lot of relationships we attract to teach us something, to reflect something back. And so it would be tough to say, but the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. So a lot of the time they end up getting together because you want to understand your opposite sign in order to understand yourself better. Okay. Aries, feeling I need a big change. Tauruses are migraines today, Heavy and irritated, I'm feeling grief. A lot of emotions for people right now, for sure. And a lot of neck and shoulder pain, especially in the Pisces that I've talked to in particular. There's 3 of them that I've talked to, and they all have really tight neck. Actually, and an Aries as well. So a lot of people that I'm talking to have headaches, neck and head tension. So if you want to work through that, you can actually go to our YouTube channel, Human Garage TV, and you can go through the movements. What is the opposite sign to Capricorn? It is Cancer. And Cancer and Capricorn are the leaders, but Cancer is more for your home and your family, whereas Capricorn is more for like business and production of things. Yeah, so you can head to our YouTube and you can do the 15-minute stress reset or the fascia facelift. Those two are quite powerful, especially for people going through head and neck issues. In the first 10 days of Aquarius right now, actually today is a transition day. In the first 10 days of a sign, you tend to be more introverted and focusing on yourself, whereas the second 10 days is when you're focusing with your community, and then the last 10 days is when you're focusing on the world. So I personally find the first 10 days of a sign are the most stressful. And I'm sure Heather, who just popped on, can confirm that. Hi, Heather.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I was having some tech issues. I had to like restart my whole system. And doesn't that always just happen right when you need it not to?
Yeah, it's all good. It happens. I was just talking about the decking system and how the first 10 days of a sign generally are a little bit tougher. People are generally working through it a little bit more in those 10 days because you're actually looking at yourself.
You're right, and it's always harder for us to look within than it is to, point our fingers at a lot of other people or a lot of other situations, the blame game, or not even just the blame game, but to focus your attention elsewhere, distraction, right? And that's all outer stuff, which is what we're into right now. But yeah, we just got out of the first chapter of Aquarius season, and that was all about ourselves. So I'd love to hear where people kind of are at right now with themselves, and if they experienced an inner elevation, which is something that we focused on at Sirius Joy, was your inner elevation. That's what we were working on.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of neck and head tension over the last couple of days.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Yes.
And Aquarius is the crown chakra, so I'm assuming it has maybe something to do with people being in their heads a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that also too, during Aquarius season, we're looking at the outside world and the effects that it's having on us. We've obviously seen that over the last several years of world events, but it's really coming into our personal lives now. And that's what's kind of testing us as humans, is the outer world events. And I think that we just carry it. We carry it right here. Yeah, Aquarius is an air sign, and that can be very in your head. It can be very thought-provoking, and I think we do. We carry a lot of tension in the neck and head. And yeah, you guys would definitely see a lot of that.
Yeah, interesting. So what we've set up for today is we're going to go through each sign and just give a little snippet of what's to come for the week. Yeah. But before we do that, why don't we do a fascia maneuver together and sync up?
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay. So cross your right leg over your left.
Done.
Right hand under. The left armpit, left arm on top. Hug yourself. You're going to turn your head to the left and turn your body to the right. And we're going to breathe together. So 3 times through the mouth and 3 times through the nose. Breathe in. 2. 3. In through the nose. 2. 3. Ooh, that was a big shift in itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get started. So how do you want to do this? You want to start with Aries, the first sign of
Yeah,
the zodiac?
let's start with the sign that kicks everything off, Aries. So this is all starting today, and it's gonna go into, I'll give a date. I know everyone's kind of probably all over the world, but so depending on where you are, it'll go till about February the 8th for this information. So for Aries, you guys are going to be focusing on your interaction with society, among groups, your friend groups, and your social settings. That can even mean social media. So you're taking your newly innovated inner being and bringing it out into society.
Okay. And
did we freeze up there? Do we need to repeat it?
yeah, say it one more time.
Okay.
So the Aries are something about social.
So the Aries are going to be focusing on society and their role in society and where they belong in society. That can include their friend groups, their social settings. That can be their on social media, so where they belong on social media. I think are we freezing again?
Nope, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
So
It's like spinning on my end, so I can't tell, but Gary says thumbs up. I just saw Gary. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what the Aries are focusing on. So they're bringing their newly innovated self that they were just working on the past 10 days, and they're bringing it out into society and observing where they belong or don't belong in society. And again, that can be social media. I know that's huge for people. Some people aren't in interactive society that much with other people. They're more online, especially if you work from home. Or if that's where all of your meetups are, like if you're a gamer, you socialize at home, so you're gonna feel out where you belong and don't belong now that you've done a little bit of inner work on yourself.
Awesome. And if you're an Aries and you're watching this, can you put in the comments below and let us know if you're feeling that right now? And then we'll go to the next sign as we read the comments.
So we'll go to the Taurus. So the Tauruses are going to work on, they're taking their newly innovated self and they're bringing it out into their world of if they direct or lead others. So this could be teachers. This could be if you're a boss or a manager or a parent, a mom or a dad or an aunt and uncle or grandparent that plays a parent role. So it's the directing and leading of others that you are kind of deciding, where do I belong now that I've elevated my inner being? How do I fit in with this? It can also be your direction of life. So the direction of life that you're headed in. And that's what the Tauruses are going to be focusing on for the next 10 days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of belonging energy. That's Aquarius, right? So
Yeah. So Aquarius season, just to kind of touch on that, because I don't know, I missed if you said anything, but it's really finding your belonging. Aquarius season also activates the law of attraction. So what energy you're putting out there is the energy you're going to be getting back. So that's for everybody. That's for the collective of Aquarius season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was always curious between Aquarius and Virgo because Virgo's 11, right? It's where the one attracts the other one.
Yeah.
I know that's the step system. That might be a little bit more complex. But I'm curious, why is that not law of attraction versus the Aquarius energy, the Virgo?
Right, because you're saying because of the one and the one. So that's really focusing. I mean, it is. It is the law of attraction because it all focuses back towards your heart. So being an Aquarius or talking about Aquarian energy or I belong energy or law of attraction energy, it all focuses back to your heart. So what Jason's talking about is at Sirius Joy, we use the step astrology system, and that it all boils down to your heart. It all starts with the number one. It all boils down to your heart. So whatever your heart is putting out into the world is what you're going to get back.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're a Taurus, then put in the comments and let us know if that resonates with you, and then we'll go to Gemini.
So I want to answer this really quick. Someone just put, I'm a Taurus, but I'm retired, so not sure how that applies to me. I can tell you that if you are in the retirement phase of your life, you're heading in a new direction, right? So the last 10 days you were working on your inner elevation. Now you're heading in this direction of life. No matter how long you've been retired, our life is always ever changing. And so you can apply this newly innovated self into this direction of life, even being retired. You're still leading yourself. Um, Geminis. Okay, so the Geminis are going to be focusing on their theories outside of themselves and their beliefs outside of yourself. So you were just working on elevating your self-belief system. Now you're going to be taking that new high vibrational self-belief system out into the world and looking to see where your beliefs on the world around you belong with your new inner self-belief.
And I'm curious, how are you finding this information? Like, what aspect of a chart do you say Geminis are focusing on this area? What are you looking at?
How do you find that? So it's the solar energy. That's how horoscopes and energy readings like this are done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole charting system.
Yeah.
Lots of numbers, lots of signs, lots of glyphs.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And if you're a Gemini, put in the comments if that resonates with you, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, so this Taurus just commented that they homeschool their kids and they're just starting a new program. So there's your new. Aquarius is the new. It's the start of something new. It's innovative. So you just started a new program with your kids. Boom. It's like perfect timing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with astrology is that when you use it, in fact, I believe our fabulous, brilliant Robbie Hunt said this just this morning in a meeting that, or maybe she said it on the pep talk. I can't remember. It's like we talk and then I listen to the pep talks and I'm like, wait, did you say that to me or did I hear it in the pep talk? But that when you use astrology, it's like the wind at your back. So it's helping you. You know, it can't make or break or make things happen that aren't already there. It can elevate it to work with you, right? So that parent that's parenting their kids at home, whether they knew it or not, they're using the astrology to implement this new teaching system with their children. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Cancers.
Sure, let's do it.
Cool. All right. So the Cancers are going to be, they just were working for the last 10 days. They were working on their inner boundaries with themselves and their self-trust. And they were elevating the level that they have of self-trust within themselves. But now they're going to be working on for the next 10 days, the boundaries with the world around them. So it's going to be a more heart-centered approach to the boundaries that they have, and focusing on maybe their trust with others. Now that they have a higher elevated trust within themselves, now they're going to be building that trust with others. And that can be a tricky thing to look at too. So Cancers, you might be really feeling it the next 10 days, because anytime we have to implement boundaries with ourselves or with other people, it can bring up some stuff. So just stay in your highest vibration and stay in your heart, and the natural pathway with those boundaries will come to you.
Awesome. So if you're a Cancer, put in the comments and let us know if that resonates with you.
Awesome. You want to move on to Leo?
Let's do it.
The Leos. So the Leos, this is always what they're focusing on is everyone's like favorite number one go-to. They're focusing on their day-to-day relationships. So that's with like friends, co-workers. It can be with your partner, anybody that you have a relationship with that is in your life on a daily basis. So now that you have focused on your new elevated inner being, now you're going to, in your relationship with yourself, now you're going to go focus on elevating the relationships around you and finding where you really belong, what really aligns with your heart and your inner being, and those relationships that that need some adjustments. Or maybe you're like, wow, this coworker of mine, I didn't even realize it. We are just so aligned. We are so connected, and this really works out great. So they're going to be focusing on their balance within their relationships in their daily life.
Awesome. So if you're a Leo, put it in the comments and let us know if that's what you're experiencing right now. Again, guys, we're coming out of the first 10 days of the signs. So first you were working on yourself internally. Now it's coming to your community and your close friends. So the energy is shifting, and we're giving a report for all 12 signs for what's going to be happening over the next week.
I've seen some comments that Gemini wasn't clear. I don't know if it was static or breaking out, but we'll revisit Gemini at the end of it. Does that sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Did you hear that, Geminis? I'm not going to leave you guys. You guys are my opposing signs, so I've got your back. All right, let's move on to the Virgos. So you guys are going to be focusing on an elevated lifestyle, elevating and raising the vibration of your lifestyle and your routines. Anything that is like, that's, you know, your work stuff, your to-do list, your chores. Maybe you've been doing tasks and daily lifestyle routines, and you've been kind of like, I don't want to do this, you know, and now it's going to come from a more heart-centered space, and that will elevate, that will lighten the load of these routines that you do every day on a daily basis, to come from a more heart-centered approach. So they're going to be taking their new lifestyle health choices. Health is a big thing for the Virgos right now. So maybe you're watching this and you're trying to learn awesome fascia movements and combine it with astrology. This would definitely be an elevation in your health and lifestyle for sure.
That's interesting. The Virgos are always the busy bees, right? So
always I'm a Virgo rising, so let me just tell you, I'm go 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 go.
Yeah, and you know, part of it is it is go 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 sometimes when the body is in stress. So if we actually calm the body down by doing fascial maneuvers as an example, then you start to see more in less time and react to situations differently. So I would recommend, if you haven't before, try the 15-minute stress reset on our YouTube and then see how your week goes. It will definitely snowball effect into how you react to situations.
Absolutely. I just saw a Virgo post that they just started Pilates. That's exactly what it is. So like you're elevating your workout routines. You know, you're like, I used to just kind of go on a walk every morning, but now I'm gonna try Pilates. I'm gonna raise myself up and go try something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's do Libra.
Libras. Okay, so you guys are going to be focusing on anything that matters to your heart. That could be a very wide range of things. So that could be things that have to do with your children, creative projects. When I say children, it doesn't have to be physical children if you're not a parent. It can be, maybe you own a business and you have a lot of employees and you're kind of like their parent. You have to parent all of them. It can be that. And that's also a creative project. That's a project that came from your heart. It's your business. It can be romance. So you guys are elevating and raising the vibration and finding your belonging with romance, anything creative, anything that relates to your heart, your inner child. You know, inner child is a little bit of a deeper phrase for stuff that the Libras are going to be dealing with, right? People are like, my inner child, and that's a whole other subject that we definitely touch on at Sirius Joy. But loving maybe your inner child, you know, maybe you're doing some work around that. Anything that interacts with your heart. Like I said, that could be a very wide range of things, but that you're raising the vibration of that and finding your belonging of where these kind of things belong in your life.
Yeah, interesting.
And attracting it in also, you know, if you want to attract in Libras, if you want to attract in romance or creative projects or channel more creativity, this is your time to do it. Focus. You're going to want to, your heart is, for the next 10 days, your heart is the guiding force of all of this stuff. So if your heart, if you know, hear an inner voice saying like, hey, go check that out. Why don't you go see that app and see if there's someone that, you know, interests you. Follow those. Yeah.
Well, inner child work is interesting, but one like quick and easy thing that people can do is just go back to a time when you were young and what were the things that you did that made you smile. And if any of those resonate with you, just add a little bit of that into your day. It's a really important piece to touch back with your inner child, is just play. Find something that brings you joy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or like you said, things that made you happy or things that maybe you missed out on. You know, this is your time to go and do that for yourself. And then you're going to attract more of that in. Again, remember that law of attraction we talked about with Aquarius season. So, you know, if you wanted to play more sports and you find that there's an adult softball league, go join it, and it's going to attract more of that in, more of that fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
From the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Which,
Let's
by
go
the
to
way, I
Scorpio.
saw a Scorpion the other day. Yeah.
You did? Where you guys are at?
Yeah, we're in Mexico right now, and I was just working, and then it ran up towards me. So I was like, I don't know what that means.
I'm sure it has a meaning. See, I always Google when I come across like a unique animal. I'm like, what does that mean? If it doesn't intuitively come to me, or if it like that would freak me out. My intuition would totally turn off, and I would just be like, what was that Scorpio doing? Scorpio, not Scorpio.
Yeah.
Okay, so
spiritual meaning of the animal, whatever it might be, and then find what resonates with me. So.
Well, Scorpions, that's transformation, right? So you could have what is your sun and your step sign? I don't even know it.
I'm a 25 Sag, and my moon is 14 Aquarius, and my rising's 29 Aquarius.
Wow, that's really cool.
A lot of air. And my
so
Saturn,
your moon is in your 12th house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Wow. That's cool.
My moon and Saturn are in the 12th house, and the Saturn return ends today.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
So I don't know what that means. Like, I'm just kind of going with it. But
oh, well, we'll have to go over that later.
Yeah, I want to know.
Again, that's a whole other broadcast.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the Scorpios. Okay, so you guys, for the last 10 days, were focusing on raising the level of self-care for yourselves. So Scorpios, if you felt like you were really focusing on, you know what, I need to let myself rest more, or I'm not finishing that today, I'm gonna go take a bath with some tea. That's what you guys were doing the last 10 days. And now you're gonna be bringing that into your daily care. You really maybe realized how good that felt the last 10 days, the first part of Aquarius, to take care of yourself. And now you want to implement it on a daily basis. And that right there is going to raise your vibration. Absolutely. Whenever we can take care of ourselves, which I feel like as a society, we just don't do enough, it's always going to elevate our vibration, elevate our daily life. And this can also be too, it can also have to do with your home and family life. That's another thing for Scorpios that they're focusing on. The emotional care, the emotional foundation also correlates with your home and family life, right? Because that's where a lot of our emotional foundation sits, is where our home is, where we feel at home. That doesn't have to be your actual house that you live in, but where you feel at home. So there could be some home and family ties going on with you guys too, and elevating your feelings around that.
Would you say that people who have a rising in the signs that we're going through should also pay attention? Like if they're rising in Scorpio, is that?
Absolutely, yeah. So sorry, yeah, we missed that.
Okay.
So this could be sun sign or rising sign if you know your rising sign. If you don't know your rising sign, you could come visit us at SiriusJoy.com and we can let you know what your rising sign is and what it all means for you.
Yeah, you guys actually have the soul bibliography, which I think is a really cool service. Breaks down your sun, your moon, your rising, and your midheaven.
Yeah.
So just what I find, those are the four most dominant pieces of a person, are in those four signs or those four planets. So I would take a look at it. Yeah.
We'll plug some stuff when we're done here so that people know like who we are and what we do and what we offer. But let's move on to the Sagittariuses.
Yeah, I'm going to be selfish and really pay attention now.
Yeah. So the Sagittariuses, they're going to be focusing on elevating their forms of communication. So for the last 10 days, we were trying to elevate the way we talk to ourselves. And I definitely know that I was. You know, stop with the self-criticism, stop with the self-judgment, and talk to yourself with love and from the heart, right? And so because we worked on that the last 10 days, we're now going to take that into daily life, and we're going to use it with the people that we talk to. So our daily communication, the logic that we use, the logical approaches we use, they're going to be more centered from the heart and from a more elevated space.
That resonates.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm a 29-degree Sagittarius Mercury. And so I'm always trying to elevate my communication because it can be fiery.
Oh yeah, yeah, interesting. Huh. Well, I'm gonna sit with that one because it's definitely. I've been thinking a lot about my core values and how I talk to myself and how I talk to my emotions over the last week. I've really been thinking about, and today I was thinking about how do I apply that with other people. So it's spot on.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. It does. And so, yeah, actually today we are really taking it out as this new little seedling out into the world and like protecting it today. So that little seedling of self-talk starting to sprout, we're protecting it and we're taking it out into the world so that it can grow and talk to other people.
Starting to, yes. Yeah. I like it.
All right. So let's go to Capricorns. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay, so the Capricorns, now this is really cool because today is the sun is at 10 degrees, right? So it's in step astrology, that is a day of manifesting, right? Well, the Capricorns are going to be working on elevating how they manifest, what they put their time and energy into, what they value, and what they make out of life. So that's what they're focusing on the next 10 days. They were really working on their own self-value the last 10 days, right? So just like I talked about that self-talk and the seedling, and today you're protecting it and taking it out into the world. It's the same thing with your value system. So this is your seedling of self-value. You're taking it out into the world, Capricorns. And now you're gonna put time and energy into what your heart truly values and watch it grow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like. So if you're a Capricorn, put it in the comments and let us know if that resonates for you. And I think my mom's listening downstairs, and she's a Capricorn. So
yeah, she's a Capricorn. Yeah.
Christmas baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I think I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Aquariuses, this is your time. Happy birthday to the Aquariuses out there. It's your season. So you guys are you were just focusing on the last 10 days, how you treat yourself, your behavior towards yourself. And now you're taking that out into the world and elevating how you behave in life, right? So how your personality is on a day-to-day basis, how you interact with other people, how you respond to other people. It's a lot of, ego energy that you're dealing with. And that word ego is not scary. We all have an ego. We all need an ego. We all need a healthy ego. So you guys are really focusing on elevating that part of your life.
That also resonates because I'm rising there.
Right, because yeah, that's right. You're an aqua rising, and that is for aqua suns and aqua risings. Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
And you're an aqua moon too, so you're going to get a little bit of that in there too, you know? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we got one more, Pisces?
One more, Pisces. And then I'm going to go over the Geminis again because I think that was broken up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then we'll repost these later, right? Like throughout the week.
We'll post these up and people can watch them, the recording, and also we'll have snippets of different ones. So
awesome.
If you missed it, if you missed your sign, yes, you missed Taurus, but if you missed it, we will be posting the recording so you can watch it.
Yay. All right, Pisces, last but not least, I love the Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon. So you guys are focusing on how you interact spiritually every day. Okay, so the last 10 days you were elevating your own inner faith, right? And even your inner to outer faith. And now you're really taking it out into life and how you interact spiritually. And that can mean anything to you. That can be a religion, that can just be anything you have faith in, right? Beyond yourself. I know that's a tricky subject because everybody kind of resides differently with where their faith is and how they, what they believe spiritually. So it can also be, if any of you people out there are highly intuitive, which I'm sure a lot of you are, everybody is, it's a matter of how much you use it. This is a time where you could really be using it. So Pisces, your intuition will more than likely be on fire for the next 10 days. So if you get what we call a download, a gut feeling, or anything, you're like, why did that just flash into my head? Listen to it. Your intuition is on point for the next 10 days. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting too is Pisces is also the crown. And so Aquarius and Pisces share that intuitive nature.
Absolutely.
So it would be definitely open.
Yeah.
Also, they're getting a lot of dreams. I saw somebody put in the comments there.
Yeah.
But lots of crazy dreams right now for Pisces.
Well, because also too, just for everybody collectively, you know, Aquarius season, that, you know, there's a very thin veil between dimensions, right? We're shifting dimensions. So a lot of times, especially if you exercise your intuition muscle, you will get dreams, and they will be, I recommend a dream journal, absolutely, because write it down, because you never know, even the weirdest ones can mean something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, as you do the maneuvers, you'll start to remember them more just from doing that.
Oh, that's fascinating. Why is that?
Well, you get into REM sleep much faster.
Okay.
Your body's more rested. You're more aware. I also think you have more capacity to focus on those subtle things.
Yeah.
If you're stressed, you're narrowed in on one thing, whatever it is that you're stressed about. But if you're not stressed, then those little key details that you notice in your dreams or whatever it might be, they're going to stick out more because you have more capacity to pay attention to them. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And I would imagine it gets your energy, you know, flowing throughout your body, so it's not all locked up right here. Like I always kind of say that on certain days in step astrology, that you want to get that energy moving throughout your body with movements like what you guys do, or exercise, anything, so that you can open up to other stuff, so you're not all locked in one place.
yeah, you're also processing subconsciously, right? And if you're doing maneuvers, you're releasing hormones. If you release hormones, then you have dreams to process the emotions that come along with all that. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But let's get to the Geminis.
Yeah, let's do Geminis one more time. Okay, Geminis. So
you get twice for the 2 months.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Of course the Geminis do, right? So the Geminis were, just for the past 10 days, they were elevating their own self-belief. So what they believe about themselves, okay? And your self-belief, those can stem from anything. Those can be a belief that was put into your head maybe in childhood, and now you're elevating that. So you're shifting your perspective on your self-belief. That was the last 10 days. From today and the next 10 days, they're focusing their shift on the beliefs about the world around them, right? Their daily life around them. Okay, so maybe you believed that on a daily basis that you can't achieve something. I can't achieve that at work. I don't have the time. You're not believing that you can actually do that on a daily basis. That also intertwines with self-belief, right? But now you're going to prove to yourself you can. You're changing, you're shifting your belief. You're raising your vibration of shifting your beliefs about something. And it can be anything that you believe in.
Like you're not smart enough when you were a kid.
Right.
Like that seed follows you your whole life.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And shifting those kinds of beliefs. That's really interesting. So if you're Gemini, what I would do is write down all the self-limiting beliefs that you have right now and see if you still believe in them or if it's something that you can move past.
Right. And it's, you know, it's theories that you know, they're focusing on theories that they've adopted. And if they have a theory about something like, oh, I don't like going to that place because I don't like the food. I don't know, silly stuff. I always think of the silliest stuff to show you how it doesn't have to be, astrology doesn't have to be big and grandiose. It can be small and you know, and basic. So yeah, the little things, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna change my belief about that. So you guys are raising your elevation about that. So I hope that Gemini's got to hear that.
So I'm going to ask, because this is a special day for me. It's the last day of my Saturn return. And I know that a lot of people talk about the Saturn return. And what's interesting is mine came before my birthday. I'm 29 now.
Right.
So sometimes it's 30, sometimes it's 29, sometimes it's 31.
Right.
What, like, just in a quick summary, what does Saturn return mean to you?
So the Saturn return, so just to explain what that means, because people are probably like, what does a Saturn return mean? So your Saturn return is when the planet Saturn returns to the same exact degree location that it was at the time you were born, right? And like Jason said, it can be give or take. It can be kind of starting at 28. It can be 29. We usually say it's around 29 years old. It can be like 30. And that's because Saturn goes retrograde, just like we always hear Mercury does. So it shifts the timeline of when it exactly returns to an exact date, okay? But what it means energetically and astrologically is it's kind of heading you into, it's a different time, a different approach to your life, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So it's very serious. It's to making different plans. That's why you see a lot of people do life shifts, like they start their career at 29. Maybe they start a family. Maybe they get married. It's like these big choices and decisions that really shift their life. So that's like a really short summary. I will tell you that this Wednesday, Devin Dewar and I, our Angels Aligning host, Devin, she's amazing. Her and I are co-hosting Affirming Sirius Joy for February. And we're actually going to be talking about Saturn a lot and what it's doing specifically to signs, and talking a little bit about Saturn because we're in the last degrees of Saturn in Aquarius before it moves to Pisces in the beginning of March. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So if you are not a Sirius Joy member, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to just say really quick what we do. We have these awesome text messages that come throughout the day. Anybody that's a member can attest to how accurate our text messages are. They're kind of spooky. They're so accurate. And they talk about you and your life specifically. So like we were doing today, but every day and what you're going through every single day. And it's kind of like just having a little friend in your pocket on your phone talking to you about you. We offer a daily pep talk by the fabulous Robbie Hunt, a daily tune-in, which grounds and centers your whole entire soul with music and sound bowls by Kristen Ryder. And then we have a weekly Angels Aligning show with Devin Dewar. We have written content on there. We have so much stuff. That's like an inkling of it, but it's definitely helping a lot of people and people love us. So we want everybody to come check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are looking to sign up, for me coming in about 3 years ago, starting to look into astrology, it was really a way for me to learn. Because as I was able to learn a little bit every day, because each day there's a new message or a new intention or new energy. And learning through the platform, just reading through my own, gave me a base fundamental knowledge that I need. And now I kind of have an idea without even reading it. So it's a training tool. It's empowering you to learn how to understand your own astrology and how your body functions throughout the energies. So if you haven't already, check it out. Go to SiriusJoy.com and you can sign up.
Awesome. I hope that was fun for everybody. It was fun for us.
Thank you, Heather. I appreciate it.
Oh.
Give Sirius Joy a follow, and we will be sharing the live. If you missed it, we went through all 12 signs and what's going to be happening for them for the next week. We will be doing this again next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, so you can join us for the next week's live forecast.
Awesome.
Cool? Okay?
Okay.
Take care.
Bye, guys.